following segment is sponsored by Eastern Title and Settlement and the Mortgage Link. Home ownership is one of the most significant steps you can take toward building wealth and securing your financial future. So joining us now to tell us more about creative strategies to do just that are Josh Green, the president of Eastern Title and Settlement, Chris Thompson from RE/MAX Town Center, along with Carrie Reel from the Mortgage Link, who also has a product highlight to share with us today. Hello, gentlemen. Great to see you.
Morning.
Yeah,
how you doing?
Always good to see you. I hear you have a product highlight for us.
Yeah, we're talking about investment properties, and oftentimes, if you are investing in real estate, there comes a point in time where you can't have more than a certain number of units with conventional financing. So a lot of individuals that are in investments, they will do a DSCR loan. It allows you to get approved based off of the income that property is going to bring in from the rents. So it gives you the ability to finance a property, multiple properties, many properties, and use the rents to do that. It requires less documentation, and it's just a great resource for those that are looking to purchase some investment properties.
Yeah, sounds like a great resource. I know you have a QR code to share with us.
We do. We have a QR code up on the screen. Go ahead and click on that, and you'll be able to put your address in. If you're a homeowner, it'll give you the value of your property. And if you are a purchaser, you'll have the ability to search through that and find some properties that are for sale, and we'll get you some information on those.
All right, another great resource. We will share that again. Chris, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we want to hear about these creative strategies that people are using, investors are using.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So a lot of investors are looking for alternatives right now because interest rates are a lot higher than they have been. And trying to make profit off of a rental, we had to look more creative options. So the DSCR, I believe it stands for debt service coverage ratio. It's based off of the performance of the property, not your personal documentation like tax returns, W-2s, stuff like that.
I see.
So it's an easier way to get qualified for that. Other creative strategies, big one is subject to. There's a novation, which where you partner with the seller to help them flip their own house and then essentially split the profits. So if a seller doesn't have the money to do the renovation, then they could partner with an investor to get those renovations done and then sell the house.
Got it. It's important to talk to a realtor though, because the layperson doesn't know about these types of strategies.
Yep.
Yeah.
And honestly, you really need an agent who also does investing so they know what to look for and what to look out for.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good agent is going to research these properties in advance and determine what they're going to bring in for rents and try to guide you through the process and determine whether or not those rents are going to be greater than or equal to how much your mortgage payment is. So determine whether there's going to be some cash flow, and then also if you're doing the subject to or the innovation, you're going to find out whether or not once you sell it, you'll get some cash back in hand. So
The biggest one that a lot of people forget as an investor is not just the cash flow, but also the war chest, basically stocking money away each month for when renovations are needed, when a tenant moves out, to cover that vacancy, so you're not pulling from your pocket.
Repairs.
Right.
Hot water
basic
heaters.
maintenance.
Conditioning going out.
Right,
CapEx,
that's a big
for
one,
sure.
yeah. So these things that someone should think about when they go to invest, right? And they want to
Correct.
talk to someone to know what they are in advance. Josh, tell us what you're seeing kind of on your end.
Well, so we have an investor division, and we're licensed in like 22 states. So we're one of the few companies that know how to handle novations or subject tos. A lot of title companies don't want to handle that because you get a novation deal. Sometimes they want to do a power of attorney to keep the seller from seeing what they're getting at the end. And you can't get that underwritten by an underwriter, so you don't allow that power of attorney so that you're transparent with the seller with what you're actually getting.
Okay, makes sense. You mentioned interest rates earlier. What do you say to that person who's just waiting for that very perfect interest rate to do anything?
Do your due diligence,
Yeah.
but don't wait. What's the key? If you like it, lock it. So if the
I
rate,
like that.
whether if you're
like that.
a homeowner and you're going to be living there, if you can afford the payment comfortably and you're happy and that's where you want to be, lock the rate, buy the home.
All right.
Yeah.
On the investor side, if the cash flow fits your model, then lock it in and go for it.
All right. If you like it, lock it. Gentlemen, I like that. That's great. Thank you so very much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to take another look at the product highlight. For more, the number to call is 301-996-7432 or visit themortgagelink.com. And you can scan this QR code to see the value of your property. And be sure to follow the real estate top performers on YouTube to get more advice on buying and selling a home in today's market.